This video is brought to you by Ravenscraft Realty of Northeast Missouri. So I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas, and I'd like to just say before you start watching this that things are out of order. There's some stuff from like a video ago that I didn't get put in, but it's in the video now, like finishing up corn and then some other things. But stay tuned.
Saturday afternoon, rain Thursday night, about a ½ inch. This has been my sole accomplishment. Since it rained, we set this compressor in the back of the fuel trailer Friday morning, and I've managed to mess around, and I think I got it ready to go. Got a reel put in there. Got a couple of blow-off wands, air chuck, pressure gauge, all that good stuff. All I have left to do is put a little gas in it, start it up, see how it works. It'll be pretty handy, and then being in the back of the fuel trailer, it'll be easy to hook up to, move around where we might need it. Not something we're gonna use a lot, but when we do need it, it'll be pretty handy to have. Yeah, here's a machine we haven't seen for a while. 9510R. Finally picked it back up here. It's December 5th. Got the engine replaced, got the air conditioner fixed. Whatever else was wrong with it. Had a leak in the hydraulics. So, that's all different block and everything. Hopefully that solves all the issues. We were losing burning coolant. So had bad head gasket, head was bad, all that stuff. So it was more cost efficient to start all over rather than trying to fix everything. So anyway, we don't need it till spring, but it's back. It's the pass we've been waiting for all year. Last pass across the field, but it is like 3/4 of a mile across there, so it'll take us a few minutes. But anyway, gonna have it licked. It's December 8th, probably about 20 days ahead of last year, so I call that a victory. Almost made it. Just another 50, 60 feet. Have one last light load left. We are down here at the bottom to finish up on 168. Anyway, been a pretty decent year. I'm sure everything's been better than we thought. So you can't go wrong with that, I guess. Now on to other projects that we need to get going. As long as the weather holds out, we'll have plenty of things to do. Alright, one row left. Alright, that's it. I finally used one of my purchases from back in July down at Wheeler's. Just a skid steer plate with a receiver hitch. Move this trailer and the future trailer both in the shed. Works pretty slick. A lot easier than having to back up with a truck and hook up all the time. Working today on getting some terraces surveyed. Got some utilities marked out here. Trenchers over there, ready to lay some pipe. Bringing the 8R 370 to use the RTK to set up our lines to make sure all the risers line up where we want them to. Works pretty good, actually. That way your planter passes and the risers line up pretty good. Sure beats driving straight into a riser and having to go around it all the time.
It's a fine Wednesday morning. We're here doing some drainage work. We got to hand dig this part of the tile line because the power line that comes across the field to my landlord's house. REC is going to turn the power off, so in case we do come into contact with something, we don't like make fire. But this shouldn't take too long. I'll do a more in-depth explanation of the drainage that we're doing here later. Jaden has been working here on the Bly farm on the edge of town next to the conservation office, and he wanted me to give him a ride, so here I am. He's gonna finish this point real quick though. So I've been scraper man for the past couple hours today and yesterday as well. I've been cutting out of this low spot where we cross from the small field back to the bigger field. It didn't drain before because all the dirt that had collected at the edge of the trees, this lighter colored stuff right here, it was impeding the drainage, not letting the water get into the ditch, which is back in there. So I may have to get the backhoe and dig a little channel out to it because there's still a bunch of dirt and trees in the way. But I think it should drain now. I'm just doing the finishing grade work. And for my first scraper project, I don't think that this has turned out too bad. I've been running in 8th gear for the grade work, but 6th or 4th for filling at about 1800 RPM. That's just about all you need. And you know, I kind of like this. I think I'll be doing more of this in the future. Okay, new activity. Here on the bottom, I'm gonna grab the 8400, and it has the pull type blade, or the pull dozer, or whatever you'd like to call it, but we need it up on the hill at Glenn's place. I'm gonna try and grade out what I did this morning and yesterday, and Rob is building another terrace right now, so we should get something done today. But that tire is very flat. It's not off the bead yet, but if I don't fill it up soon, it will be. There's an air compressor up there at our bins, and let's go fill it up. Who's ready for a cold start? Cold starts are only cool when it goes blah, 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 and makes a bunch of racket and smoke. Well, Rob told me to grade off the topsoil pile. We got another terrace built. We do not have topsoil on it yet because there's rain supposedly coming in, and we don't want to cause any drying problems. And the air conditioning is not really functional on this tractor, so we got the door open. I'm just glad it's not dry and dusty, or I would be covered with dust or sweating, or maybe both. I just got the last of the ground that I went over packed down, and Rob told me to make sure to park the scraper with the pan up so that it doesn't hold water. And now that's done. So I'm gonna shut down and go home, find something to eat. The 4020 hydraulic pump thing is now in motion. I got the old seal out. I got the new one here. This was not very fun to get out. Okay, so we dropped the pan off the 4020 again. Watch this. I could not believe my luck. Remember my broken bolt? It's coming out by hand. I am so very happy and thankful. And I've learned my lesson, which is don't use old bolts when you're putting an oil pan on, because that's what I did. And I had to do this. So, oops. But it'll be okay. I've about got it out. I'll show you guys the carnage. Oh, and last night, I was up until about 3:15 because I was about to head out to Buffalo Wild Wings, you know, because it's a Thursday night. That's what you do in the Midwest on Thursday nights. You go to Buffalo Wild Wings. There's just no questions about it. So I got a text from our man Brian with G5 Ag, and here's our bolt end that was broken. Well, Brian texted me and was like, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" I was like, "Going to B-dubs." He said, "Do you want to run the skid steer and help me put lime on?" I said, "Sure, why not?" So I was told we were going to be done by midnight, but midnight came and went, and pretty soon it was 3 o'clock. And I got home and I slept in the recliner again. I only do that when I'm really tired. But slept in the recliner, and then Mom woke me up at like 7:45. She's like, "Hey, good morning. You need to go get your cat from the vet, because we had to get Clyde neutered, and Donnie as well. So I went and got the cat, and the vet, Dr. Angela, told me, she's like, well, I'm surprised you were here, because she's friends with my mom on Facebook, and my mom posted that I was asleep after working until 3 a.m. on Facebook. I guess today I'm going to learn how to become a super trucker. Got a lot of corn to move, so I've been told that I'm going to be a trucker now, which is fine. I need to learn. Phil said my first lesson was to wash the truck, and if it overfills, you just stop it. We're at CGB dumping. Well, I just left home, and Dad is not far behind me in the semi and the lowboy. We're heading somewhere. Some of you guys know about this, some of you may not, but you can probably guess what we're getting by the title and the thumbnail of the video, but it's finally time. It's time to go get it. Here we are at Rantucky, formerly Chanute Air Force Base, but our tractor is right over there. I'm pretty excited, feeling all right. Oh yeah, look at it, it's a 7520. On today's edition of Will It Start, got the 7520, got some ether, got a battery pack too. First I'll make sure that the batteries are actually hooked up. Oh yeah, we got it, and we have an exhaust leak. Battery was a little low, but that was it. Started pretty easy. I don't think the 531 or the 619 or whatever engine's in this one, I'm not sure, but they don't start nearly as hard as a 404 like the semi 7020. And there's Dad with the trailer. Hopefully we can get this thing loaded up pretty easily and get on our way back home. Mark Goldinger, CEO of Heavy Holla Incorporated. We're a little wide, but not too wide. Also, rest in peace to the family video in Rantoul, Illinois. We're getting closer and closer to home, and nothing bad has happened yet. Knock on the nearest thing possible. Originally, we were going to go and get this tractor tomorrow, which is Thursday the 4th. Today is the 3rd. But tomorrow is supposed to be a nice day, so I was hoping to get some more scraper and dirt work stuff done. But today was going to be maybe so-so. So we went ahead and got the tractor today. And on Friday, the weather's supposed to turn for the worst, and then I doubt that we'll get another window to get in and do anything until March. Crossing the bridge. There she is, beautiful river, which gives us so much. We're almost home. We made it without incident.
Just got to run low here at the house. Booster pack on it again. Say it's maybe not charging right. We really don't know a whole lot about it. Not cold natured, of course. Smoking quite a bit. Idled a little on the rough side there. So she got lined out and warmed up a smidge. So I guess give it something else to mess with here. I'm surprised it didn't take you for a trip down the driveway. Lights work.
Seriously, one egg? There are like 20 of you guys, and that you can give me one egg today, only one, how? Answer me. I have questions. Well, we'll talk more about the 7520 later, but for right now, I guess I'm going to try my hand at being a super trucker. Using one of the automated shifting Kenworths, and I'm loading out of the bin here in the bottom. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, Phil and I took a load over, and it was running pretty high on the damage. And Phil said that the corn smelled dank, and I didn't know what he meant until I smelled it. And corn that's starting to spoil, it smells different than good corn. Like, this corn must be better, like from the like the outside of the bin, because it doesn't smell quite the same. But Dad said, I don't know if you're ready to truck or not, but I just left. I hope I don't regret it. Okay, so this is where you scale in, or check in, I guess. They're probing at the moment. And then that's the inbound scale, that's the outbound scale, and we dump over there. Like I said, the first load went without incident, so I think some more practice, I'll get a lot better. This is load number 5 for the day. Pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the unload off, then let the conveyor do its thing, get all emptied out. And just like that, that's another load of corn. I've been grossing about 78,000, or not quite 79,000. I'd rather, be timely and safe than have a bunch of weight on, but that's okay. I'll get better in the future. This trailer's pretty nice. Look at that. The tarp rolls itself over. And my steed here is the Kenworth T680. It has the automated shifting, which is nice, because this makes anyone able to drive this truck. Coming out of our bin site here in the bottom, this is the one that's next to my house, but got to go between all the bins, got to go under the overhead bin, and then 168 is right there. All right, here's the more detailed overview of the 7520. This is an 80-20 Grandpa and Chase collaboration. And Grandpa already said, man, I think it needs a paint job. But I think this paint will clean up pretty nice. I was tasked with finding a 7520 to buy by Grandpa, and I did. But this one was like $4 grand out of the budget, so I just paid the extra $4 grand so that we could get it. And it's got fenders. It's on 18-434s all the way around. They're Firestone 23 degrees. And all but one of the lights work. I think that's just a grounding issue. It's got 3 remotes and Cat 3 quick hitch. The PTO is spinning all the time at the moment, but I'll fix that. It's not a big deal. And the hydraulic remote barrels, they leak, but that's all right. I'm gonna fix it with the Grove ISO conversions. I think she needs a good bath, but when it starts up, it bellows a lot of black smoke like a real tractor should. And of course it needs a cab kit, but I knew that going into it. Probably gonna reupholster part of the seat. It does have speakers, so I guess I could wire up a radio. Oh, but she's a good old tractor. Man, this is a lot more impressive view than the 7020, but I still like the 7020, like it plenty. So I don't know when I'm gonna get to actually fix this the way I want it or the way Grandpa wants it, but that's going to be contingent upon money, because as of now, the 4020 project is taking all of my money, like the $900 hydraulic pump. Yeah. The bezel here, the bezel up here is not nearly as nice as it is on my 7020. And there's no sound deadening in this, so it's kind of loud. But there's also an exhaust leak that we've got to fix. You can see the carbon, the soot right there. But we'll figure it out. It's a work in progress. So we actually bought this from McFadden. They're out of Sharon Springs, New York. They know Chris Duffy, and Chris kind of told us about this tractor. So Chris, if you're watching, I thank you, sir. Today, there are 3 trucks here in line, and all 3 of them are Goldinger trucks. Rob's over there, and Phil is right there. So I'm taking recycling to town, and lo and behold, we got Fred from Cars. Look at him, it's Fred the fire truck. Today, Dad and I are swapping some grain bin stuff around. We're gonna take Lil Hutch over there, the Hutchinson auger. We're taking that up to Rob's house. And we brought the conveyor that I was using at our other bin site over there, brought it down here to load out soybeans out of the Silver Shield bin. I guess CGB really needed soybeans, so we're gonna haul them 20,000 bushels of soybeans on Monday, and Tuesday's probably out. So Monday and Wednesday, if we could get a couple loads hauled in, we'll be doing pretty good. But Phil and I are gonna haul out of this bin site down here. This is actually part of the place that I'm tentatively planning to buy it in several years. I'd certainly like to. Love to live down here in the bottom. But it comes with a climb set. It comes with this other shed back here, and a like a 40 by 60 shop. It's kind of old, but it's perfect for what I want to do with it. And it also comes with a house. But pretty excited. Future looks pretty bright, except tire on the 8230 is flat. Kind of sad. Oh yeah, I am a super trucker. Look at my chicken lights, and I have a horn that I'm not gonna honk because that requires 2 hands, 1 hand on the wheel. So we're gonna have to swing around wide to get under this auger that's under the Silver Shield bin. That's right over there, or I guess the conveyor. Trailer's tarped, chicken lights are on, things are shut down. It's time to go home. Oh yeah, so when I merged onto Highway 61 by Side Stricker, there's this old bald dude who's driving like a 2019 Chevy High Country. It was like gray, charcoalish in color. Not that that matters, but this guy, he had the nerve to go the same speed as me. No matter whether I was trying to go 75 to get around him or 55 to try and get behind him on the highway. That ground my gears. And he did it on purpose too, because I saw him look, this old bald head looking out the window at me trying to gauge my speed. You know what? I hope that guy stubs his toe on his furniture or something tonight, because that's not cool. It's a balmy 36-degree Sunday afternoon. We got Lil Hutch, the 8-inch Hutchinson auger out here. Unload some beans out of this bin. I had to patch this morning, so we got a piece of galvanized plate and bent it to fit, but it's holding so far. And just a minute ago, a mouse ran out in front of me, and I did not know how fast those little things moved. I mean, he made it across this in a split second. I would have tried to have done away with him if he was a little bit slower, but he outran me. And there we have it. 4 semis ready to go to the river tomorrow. So today is what, the 7th? Yeah, tomorrow's the 8th. So I'll be trucking tomorrow, I guess. I apologize to everybody for the infrequency of videos, but this was the holiday season. I did try to do family stuff and not work or video all the time. But I figured a good place to close this one out would be next to the 7020 and the 7520. I'm no expert in cool, but I think this is pretty cool. With all that said, if I step out, I can get a little, there, we got both of them in the picture now. But I'll try to get working on the 7520 as funds allow. Cab kit, you know, fixing the hydraulic or the leaky remotes, but that's pretty standard 50-year-old tractor problems. But I'm glad to have both of these in at Goldinger Farms. It's a pretty special privilege to have not one, but two Deere articulated tractors from the 70s, especially these two. The only thing that could make the 7520 more cool if it was styled like the 7020. There's, in the literature for the early tractors, they have the styling of like a 4020, but I don't know if any of them actually made it out into the wild like that. Bam! Oh, now that's awesomeness. So, with all that said, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you liked it. Stick around to see these two old girls in action, and I'll find something to do with both of them. I think the 7520 is going to be permanently hooked to my field cultivator, and the 7020 can disc, but I don't know what the 4320 is going to do now. I guess I'll have to just buy another implement to use behind it. So, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. So, take care. Oh. So I can't remember if there was any animal content earlier in the video, so here's some more. We got May. She's a good girl. My boy Clyde, just hanging out. May's getting jealous. We got my boy Donnie, also just hanging out. But May, she's such a good dog. Look at her.